It has been more than 20 years since a 9-year-old girl vanished from the face of the earth from her home. Asha Degree, a happy, vibrant young girl, went missing on Valentine's Day in 2007. By all accounts, she was a vibrant child, an intelligent student, and a point guard on her elementary school basketball team. Today, we will delve deep into Asha's disappearance case in an attempt to unearth what really happened. Who was Asha? Asha Degree was born in Shelby, North Carolina on August 5, 1990. She lived with her parents, Harold and Iquilla Degree, and her elder brother, O'Brien. At the time of her disappearance, the FBI indicates that she was 4'6" and weighed about 60 pounds. She schooled at Fallston Elementary School and had a keen interest in basketball. Asha was described as intelligent, friendly, funny, likable, and lighthearted, and she tried to make friends with everyone. The only things she did not like were being in the dark and big dogs. Asha and her older brother were very close and spent a lot of time together. They both played basketball in their elementary school sports teams. She had no disciplinary issues and was loved both at home and at school, making her disappearance case even more baffling. The days leading to her disappearance. The days before her disappearance were more or less normal for a girl her age. On Friday, February 11th, there was no school, and Asha and her brother spent most of their day with their aunt, who lived just down the street, as their parents went to work. However, there was basketball practice that Asha and her brother went to before going back to their home afterward. Saturday, February 12th, was their basketball game. Unfortunately, Asha's team lost for the first time in that season, and the loss was hard on her. She was particularly upset about the loss since she had fouled out the game and probably felt she contributed to the loss. However, her parents recall that she managed to get over the loss and stayed to cheer her brother's game after. Her coach, Chad Wilson, also explained that all the girls cried, not just Asha, since it was the first loss. But she was joking and having a good time minutes later. On Sunday, February 13th, the family attended a church service, as was their normal, at Macedonia Missionary Baptist Church. Afterward, they visited an aunt's home for lunch and then went home. Asha had also received candy a day earlier, something she was reportedly very excited about. The events on the night of her disappearance. Asha had school the following morning and went to bed at about 8 p.m. She shared a bedroom with her brother at the time. There had been a car accident in the neighborhood earlier and they were experiencing a power blackout. Asha's father came back from work at around 12:30 a.m. on February 14, 2000. By then, the power had been restored, and he checked on both children who were sleeping peacefully. He decided to watch some TV, and he later checked on them again at 2:30 a.m. before retiring to bed. Later, O'Brien stated hearing Asha's bed squeaking in the early mornings and assumed that she was rolling over in her sleep or getting up to use the restrooms. It would only be a few hours later that Asha would be discovered missing. Her mother, Iquilla, went to wake up the children to prepare for school, but she was shocked to see that Asha's bed was empty, and she was nowhere to be found in the house. Amidst the confusion and panic, Iquilla suggested that maybe Asha had gone to her grandmother's house, just across the street. However, her grandmother confirmed that Asha was not there either. The parents reported to Shelby Police Department, and this became the beginning of the long, unsettling case that has turned cold over 2 decades later. Early investigations. The police investigated the house and found that the doors were closed, and there were no signs of forced entry. Furthermore, Asha had packed some of her belongings before leaving, leading the detectives to believe that she left out of her own will. Later in the day of her disappearance, police scent dogs were brought in to attempt to shed light on the case. To the disappointment of everyone, the scent dogs did not locate a scent trail to follow. Searchers went through the neighborhood several times in their search efforts. Apart from law enforcement, volunteers from the Red Cross, the region's fire department, and the locals all met at the command center at Mulls Memorial Baptist Church. Everyone was eager and willing to do whatever it took to find the missing girl. The search party covered a 3-mile-wide area by the end of the day, but unfortunately found nothing that could shed light on Asha's whereabouts. Additionally, the disappearance became the lead story in the media that day to reach a wider audience. After the first coverage, the investigators got their first solid lead that brought significant hope to the family and community. Asha Sightings. The detectives received reports from 2 people who claimed to have seen a young girl, fitting Asha's description, walking along the road around 4 a.m. at Highway 18. Jeff Rupp, a truck driver working for the Sundrop Bottling Company, gave one of the reports. It was cold, raining, and too early, and he knew it was not safe for a young girl to be wandering alone. Concerned, He stopped his truck immediately, and although it was challenging to turn a 10-wheeler around on the road, he went back to check on the child. He went back to the direction the girl was walking, but he didn't see her on the first pass, as it was raining heavily. And he turned the truck around again, and he finally spotted her and called out for her. To his shock, she didn't stop or head his way to seek help, but she went quickly into the wooded area along the road. Confused, he went on with his journey, and later when he saw the news of Asha's disappearance, he reported the possible sighting. Roy Blanton Sr., together with his son, were also driving on Highway 18 when they saw a small figure dressed in light-colored clothes walking south along the road. He alerted other truck drivers of a possible person on the road so they'd be careful not to hit the person. Both sightings were on Highway 18 near the Highway 180 intersection. And the fact that the two truck drivers reported sighting a person along the same area independently, unaware that each other had reported, made the information highly credible. If it was Asha that they had seen on the road that early morning, then it began looking like the young girl had left home of her own volition. However, everything the investigators had gathered about her pointed to her being happy, loved, and intelligent, and the factors in most runaway cases were not present. Things found after Asha's disappearance. A day after her disappearance, a woman residing in the same neighborhood, named Debbie, reported finding some items that could possibly belong to Asha. They included a hair ribbon, a pencil, and a marker in a shed, together with some candy wrap of a similar brand that Asha had at the property's entrance. Asha's parents and the detectives confirmed that the things belonged to Asha, but upon further investigation, they lacked any adequate leads on her whereabouts. After 1 week of trying to find the missing girl, or any tips that would shed more light on the case, the search team and the investigators found nothing. There was little progress for the next 1.5 years. There was renewed hope for the parents on August 3, 2001, after Terry Fleming, Precision Grading Company owner, unearthed a backpack during a construction project. The backpack was identified as Asha's, and her parents confirmed it was the same bag she had left with the day of her disappearance. The bag had been put into 2 black trash bags, one inside the other, and buried in a spot off Highway 18, approximately 30 miles north of where Asha was last seen. The backpack was a tangible piece of evidence, and the police dived into a search immediately. But unfortunately, the efforts yielded no positive outcome yet again. Where is Asha? Over a decade later, the case was reopened in 2015 after a lead suggested that Asha might have been spotted getting into a dark green 1970s model Lincoln Continental Mark IV or Ford Thunderbird. However, the lead did not yield any success. Asha's case caught everyone's heart, with people naming her Shelby's sweetheart law enforcement, including the FBI, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, North Carolina's State Bureau of Investigation, and the police all came together to attempt to solve the case. The FBI has released several age-progressed images of Asha to show what she might look like over the years, with the hope of finding her even as an adult. Asha's whereabouts remain a mystery over 20 years later. The FBI offered $25,000 reward in 2020, in addition to the $20,000 offered by the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office and her community. It's no doubt that everyone wants Shelby's sweetheart to be found. For her parents, they say only hope and prayers have sustained them through the years, and they continue to appeal to anyone who may have been involved in their daughter's disappearance to come forward. But as of now, the case remains unsolved and cold, with no answers. So, did the case bring chills to you? And what do you think happened to the little girl? Let us know in the comments section below. And in the meanwhile, don't forget to check back for other videos from this channel on unsettling mysterious cases. Thanks for watching.